Hello, everybody. Hi, it's Friday night, and we're doing our windmill tonight. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, say hello. If you're painting with me, let me know if anyone's painting with me. And my name's Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and of course, we have to say hi to you. He just sneezed. Say hi to your fans, Butters. Say hi, buddy. What you guys doing? Hello. I'm a happy boy. There you go, sweetheart. Got him all squared away, right? Nothing like getting a treat. All right, I'm going to show you my handy-dandy table. So, palette is poured. Yellow, red, blue, white, and black. Same colors. Every single party. Right, the weapons this evening, we got a lot of weapons tonight. So we have Big Boy, he is a 1-inch flat. We have a large fluffy in the house with bristles going everywhere, stiff bristles. Okay, we have a medium fluffy going on tonight. We have a mini me, which looks just like Big Boy, except he's smaller. And we have a tiny in the house. Now, notice my brushes are a little bit on the beat up side. You know, and then of course there's Mr. Nifty. So, my brushes don't have to be extremely pristine or in good shape because we're going to do this in a painterly style. So there's not going to be any exact lines or anything that has to be a certain sort of way exactly. So we're going to have fun. We're going to go relax. We're going to smush a lot. We're going to swirl. We're going to do all those sorts of things. So we're going to have a good time. So hello, Diane. Yep, Slobbery Butters. He was having a snack. So let me start my roll call. Tina B's here. Tina's in the house. Hello, sweetheart. Katie's hanging out with us. Hello, Katie. How you doing, sweetie? So, I'm going to put you guys in your handy-dandy holder. And, you know, we have watchers, we have creepers, we have painters, so it's okay. You know, I just call you a creeper if you're hanging out and not saying hello. And then we've got watchers, right? The ones that are going to paint later but are going to watch tonight and just hang out with us. Earthquake, I'm trying to get you so you can get the whole painting. Okay, so I'm the one creating the shadow on it, if you noticed. Alright, so Diane's being a watcher tonight, so I'm working on a 16 by 20 canvas. Hello, Panda. And it's 16 this way, 20 straight up and down. If you're working on something smaller or different, that is fine. As long as you're in the general area of your canvas that I am in, you will be good to go. Alright, so I cannot show you it both at once, what we're working on you know, what we're working with and this finished product. So, hi, Enos. So if you have to take a picture, you know, take a screenshot, have a reference photo for yourself to look on. You know, if you need to see this anywhere when we're hanging out, just let me know. And I will put it on screen. It's all good. All good. Hello, everybody. So get your stuffs together. Get yourself ready, Freddy Spaghetti. We're going to start rocking and rolling. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. We're just going to take it easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hang out as a fam like we do. And we're going to be good to go. So I just want to lower the music a little bit. And we're going to get started. So hope you guys took your screenshot and you're all ready, Freddy Spaghetti. Because here we go. Oh, it's the almighty blank canvas. It's so scary. So scary, right? But we're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. And we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about it being a blank canvas because we're going to fill it up with amazing things. So I hope you all have your drinks. I've got my coffee. Do a big old gulp, and we're actually going to start off, like I said, we're going to do things with a lot of texture tonight. So I'm actually going to start off with my large fluffy brush. We're going to start off with my large fluffy brush, and the difference is we're going to put the sky on but it's going to be a little different. So I'm going to grab my white, and I'm going to grab my blue, and always grab from the side so you don't waste your whole thing. Hello, 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 Carolyn. Hi, sweetheart. So you don't waste your whole pile of paint, right? You can use it for different things. And I want you guys to do a swirling motion. And I want you to do this swirling motion, and Fluffy can hold a lot of paint. You can put a lot of paint on this bad boy. All right? A whole lot of paint. Look at that. Look at all that paint. Ha ha, Tina B, your Mr. Nifty just hit the floor and it disappeared. All right, I got you, girl. I will send you some more. 6,000%. Yep, so you're going to do a swirling motion. And what's this going to do is it's going to add texture to your sky, right? And then I swirl like this, and I don't know, let me grab just some white now with a little bit of blue on it. Put that in there, swirl it around. The more you swirl it around, the more it's going to blend into each other. So, you know, you kind of want it to be soft, but you don't want it to be blendy. You want some little differences in there as you're doing the sky. Told you those little Mr. Nifties are tricky little suckers. They really are. Okay, so you're going to bring this a little bit past halfway. All right, go a little bit past halfway. This way, you know, when we put in the other pieces, we definitely have the sky behind it. And so bring this a little bit halfway. And I'm just doing circles. That's all I'm doing. And I'm grabbing my paint. Sometimes I grab more white than blue. Sometimes I'm grabbing more blue than white. And I am just swirling it in. If you notice, I am just doing swirls. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm doing. 6,000%. But it adds this texture. It adds movement and it adds texture than just doing a flat background with our flat brush. Haha, Diane, they need a tracker device on those things. I know, right? Well, that's why I send them out. Even if you guys are repeat offenders with sending me money, not that you're an offender, thank you so much. That is, you guys are amazing. I send them out every single time because you can lose those suckers, you know what I mean? They just go everywhere. So, just a reminder, all my videos are kid-friendly. So, I'm going to try to watch this thing, and you guys try to watch the comments, okay? Okay, got that? Yep, we got that. All right, good. Got it, get it, good. Okay, so, still swirling. We're still swirling. Okay, and you want to do this rather quickly because we're gonna do the clouds. We're gonna do the clouds with the blue still being wet. All right, so you want to do this. Hi, Bonnie. Hello, sweetie. You want to do this quickly. Okay, so as quick as your little hand can swirl around. That's what you want to do. And like I said, sometimes I'm grabbing more white on my brush. Sometimes I'm grabbing more blue on my brush. It doesn't really matter because it's all in that brush. See how it's all in my brush and working magic, right? And all I got to do is swirl my hand around. That's it. All I got to do. And I got to take a hair off of my canvas. That's what I got to do. These fluffies shed, guys, and those of you that got the brush sets, they're going to do a lot of shedding at first. And that's why I told you to beat them up, mash them up, and get them all sort away so they don't do that. So, now, I'm going to wipe all that excess paint. I'm going to do a mash in my paper towel, and I'm going to get all of that excess paint off of my brush. I'm not going to swirl, tap, dab it. I'm not going to clean it. I'm just going to get the excess off of it. And what I want to do, whoops, I just dropped my brush too. It must be the night of the dropsies. But I found it. And there's dog hair on it. Let me get Butter. Butters wants to physically be in the painting. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. Alright. So, I'm going to grab my white, my clean white now. I'm going to grab some of that. And I'm going to do a little dab. Right? So there's just a small amount in my brush. Do another dab, dab. If dab, dab don't work, you could always slide it to the side. You want small amounts of paint now. Small amounts of paint. And you want to do this while this is still wet. And again, you're just swirling. You're just swirling. That's all you're doing. So you're going to swirl down. You're going to swirl up. And then when it starts to disappear completely, grab more of the white paint. Okay, because it is going to disappear, and that's what we want, because we want the suggestion of a cloud, but we want it to stay soft, 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 soft. So, and you want to make sure you go in all sorts of directions. You don't want a square. See, now to you guys, it disappeared completely. You can't see it. I can still see it. It's still there, but I was talking and went a little happy. It's still there, but it looks like it disappeared completely. But you're going to build on this. So, I was chatting, so I wasn't paying attention how many times I swirled it. So, you just want to, and stick and move, right? Stick and move. Put it on there and leave it alone, because otherwise it's going to disappear, like I just showed you. I don't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, a lot of what I tell you is because I screwed it up. So... and you want to go in different directions. See how I'm going down and I'm going across and then I'm going up, right? And then you just do a little smush smush in here. Okay, very, very light. Very light. Okay, very light. And then we're gonna, what we're gonna do is you're gonna add white to your brush. You're gonna add white to your brush. You're not going to mash it or anything. See, I have it flattened out now. And I want to do very light sweeps, just like this. Very light. And then when you have this piece, you're going to go an extremely light touch. What kind of touch? Extremely light touch. And you're just going to put these random little arcs. Random little sweeps, and then very, very lightly soften it on the inside edge. And you can put these any way your little heart desires. Any way your little heart desires. And as you're doing this, do not touch that outer edge, because you will lose it. And you want that pop of white. So as you're doing this, do not touch that outer edge. So I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to softly, softly, softly do little circular motions on the inside of it, and I'm going to leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to put another one. Soft, soft, soft in the middle. Leave the edge alone. Oh, thank you so much, Bonnie, for the stars. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you. And then you can put ones on the inside, too. You can put ones on the inside, too. You know, you don't have to have it all along the edge. There can be some of these white things on the inside here. Right? And then I'm just softening it underneath. And I gotta do the same thing. Thank you so much, Bonnie. You're a sweetheart. Let's do the same thing on the other cloud. Same thing. Okay? And now, you see how bright that was? I had too much paint on my brush when I did that. That's what happens. That's what happens if you have too much paint on your brush. That's what's going to happen. So what do I do about that? I turn around, and I'm going to grab my paper towel. I'm going to grab my paper towel. I'm going to get it nice and small. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to sweep upwards and pull it off. Okay? So, if you get a little too much paint, just wipe it off. Everything's still wet and moving. And now I'm just going to fix the shape. I'm just going to fix the shape. So, you guys want to remember, you're doing these. Everything is a swoop. Everything is a swoop. Okay? So as long as you're swooping, you're going to be fine. You can do these. I got confidence in you. You can do these. No worries. And if you want to learn more about clouds, I have a video on how to paint clouds. It was my first how-to video that I ever did. So it's on YouTube. It's the first one, so you got to scroll for it. You got to scroll for it. Okay. Now, leave it alone. Stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. Thank you, Bonnie. Thanks, sweetheart. Yeah, Bonnie just sent stars, and Panda, before we came on, sent me Venmo. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You all warm my heart. So you guys are keeping the lights on. Me and Butters appreciates being able to live with light. We do appreciate that. So, again, I'm going to mash up my brush. I'm going to mash up my brush. Take the excess paint out of it. I'm going to go back into here. And I am lightly going to pull and soften some of this. Just going to soften some of this. I'm barely touching. If you see, I'm kind of tapping. So I just want to soften some more of this out, right? So what do we remember about clouds? Soft. Soft, soft, soft. Soft, like Butters' fur. So I'm going to go on those outside edges, and I'm going to soften that piece. And I'm going to do little soft pieces. But you got to make sure there's no paint on your brush. And you could just soften these out. You can just soften these hard edges out. So, but you got to make sure that there's no paint on your brush. Okay, so you just want to soften these hard edges out. That's all you want to do. And I'm just going very lightly over them. Some of them blended out. That's okay. I can put them back in later. Right now we're just trying to achieve the soft around them. The puff. The puff. See? The soft. The puff. Okay. 2 hairs and some air. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And Bob Ross used to say 2 hairs and some air. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's basically how it goes. So now I'm just gonna. So we're gonna stop playing with that because we could play with clouds all day long. That's how much fun they are. And we can go back in a minute. We'll give it a chance to dry. If you keep playing with it, you're going to wind up with just a big blobby mushy mess. And you're going to wind up having too much paint on there. And it's going to be all messed up. Clouds look different when the paint dries too. The ones with a bit of color and the dream. Yep, right? That's right, Carolyn. $6,000%. Okay, so the rest of this we're filling with green. Alright, so I'm going to grab my yellow. I didn't clean my brush either. I'm going to grab my yellow. And I'm going to grab my blue that has the white in it. I'm just going to smash, and I'm filling the rest of this with green. And you can just scribble. You can just scribble back and forth. It's not a big deal. We just got to get color on the canvas. So I'm just scribbling. If you can hear it. You can hear it rubbing. And you could rub with these beat up brushes, okay? So you want to get yourself a nice, like I said before when I showed you my supplies. All of my brushes tonight are kind of on the beaten up side. I don't have any that are fine. I don't have any that are in like perfect shape because everything about tonight is keeping it light and painterly. And I'm mixing more green as I'm talking. I never seem to mix enough paint. You guys, make sure when you mix paint, you mix enough paint. I'm just good at matching color. But for those of you out there, make sure you mix a lot of paint. Okay, so then you could go back in if you need it. You have it, and it matches the color that you started out with. Alright, so we're just going to put this on here. We're going to put this on here, and then I don't want you playing with it, because now we have to give everything a minute to dry. We have to give everything a minute to dry. Okay, so we're going to do a little ketchup mustard time after I'm done with this. And that's so you guys can catch up. But don't keep playing with the cloud that's over here, and don't keep playing with the ground. So you can play up here. That's it. You can play on that side. That's it. Because we need this to dry so we can start putting in our other pieces. Hello, 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 Tippy. Oh, your daughter's trying to join from the phone? Okay, that sounds good. Tippy and Madison are here. Hello, hello, hello. Tippy and Madison are here. So, blue, small amount of white, yellow. I'm just rubbing back and forth. I'm just filling it in. I'm not worried about nothing right now. We're just getting color on the canvas. That is all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're just getting color on the canvas. We're not worrying about anything. No stress. Scribbling it in. Oh yeah, right? And I'm just going to go back and forth on it because, you know, it makes it look good and, you know, it makes me look like I'm a professional. Hello, 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 Marcia. Oh, Carolyn, you posted that you're doing this tonight and everyone's hitting you up, right? Like, where, what, what's going on? When I start my videos, I get that too. And I feel terrible because I can see the message pop up and I can't find you, or where is it, or whatever people are doing. I can't answer them because I can't go off of video. So I try to let everybody know, you know, once I'm on video, I can't do anything. It's over, Charlie. So, Carolyn, you know what, tell them, you know, you're going to have to catch the replay. I'm busy. Hello, Marcia. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. So, you know, you just give them a heads up that you're busy. That's all. Carolyn's busy right now. We got some last minute Lucy's. That's what it is. All right, so ketchup, mustard, and we're going to be making brown. All right, so if you have brown paint, I suggest you take out your brown paint. If you do not, we're going to be making brown, which is red, yellow, blue, and some white. They're all saying it's pretty. Aw, that's awesome. You love this so far? Awesome, Bonnie. Awesome. Hi, Lynn. How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome to the fam, Lynn. Lynn is here. Hello, 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 lovey. Welcome to the fam. This is how we roll around here. Nice and easy peasy. Just chilling. So, we're going to be using Big Boy. And we're going to be making brown paint. To give you a heads up. Alright, so giving you a heads up, Big Boy and brown paint. If you do, I'm going to show you how to mix brown. Those of you that have brown laying around, you know, you can cheat. You can use that brown. And we're going to need a lighter brown and a darker brown. So we'll have to get on that. Alright, that being said, let's do it. Okay, so swirl, tap, dab, and Big Boy. Swirl, tap, dab, and Big Boy. And I'm going to grab blue. And Eve, make sure you make enough brown for yourself. So I'm going to grab all of my blue because I am going to try to make a big enough pile of paint, and I am going to grab a large amount of red, so about equal parts of everything. And I'm going to grab this yellow over here that kind of had the blue and the green in it already, so I'm going to grab that. And it's about equal parts of every color. Alright, equal parts of every color, and I'm going to dab it around. And when I dab it around, if it's looking a little green, I got to add more red. If it's looking a little purple, you got to add more. I'm going to make a big old mess in my palette. You see the mess I'm making? If it's looking purple, yeah, that red just wanted to go everywhere. So, and I'm going to wipe off my brush here. And I'm going to grab some, a little bit of white so I can see what's going on, because this is very dark and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to have to grab more red. So we're just going to scoop that right over. We're making a mess. That's what we're doing. I'm making a mess. There it is. All right, I'm rolling with this. This is good enough for me. So I'm trying to scoop it all back. I don't know if you see this mess that I made, but I'm trying to scoop it all back into its little spot that it's supposed to be in. But it is what it is. Alright, so with this brown, I want it to be lighter. So I'm going to grab this brown and I'm going to grab a little bit of white on my brush. See that? And I'm going to come over here. So on this side of the canvas is going to be the windmill and the little house. So you want to make sure you're leaving enough room for the little house. Okay, so you want to go about a hand in. And you're just going to draw a triangle. A narrow triangle. Start out narrow, because the more we play with it, the bigger it's going to get. Remember? So you just want to draw a triangle. All you want to do. You want to draw a triangle with a flat top. Okay? That's it. And you know, you're going to get the separation of color, and that's cool. You want all that happening. I actually want this to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to grab a smidge more white. And I'm actually going to grab a smidge of yellow. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of put this. And I'm just dabbing it through. If you notice, I am not trying to, I'm staying in my shape, but I am not trying to make it one solid color. Okay? So, once you have that, you want to put a bullet top on top of it. Okay, so you're going to do a bullet top on top of it. So you're going to turn around and you're going to find the center of this. Oh, find the center and put a little line there for yourself. And then you're going to bullet top it. So this way and this way. You're going to make a little bullet top. Just like that. Okay? So we're going to bullet top it. And then on the sides of your bullet are the same width as the rest of it. So if your bullet came out too big, just add to the size of your windmill. That's fine. So now you made like a bullet, but with a wider edge. Okay? With a wider edge, with a wide bottom. And now I'm going to grab, I'm going to wipe my brush off because it's got way too much paint in it. And I'm wiping off my brush because I mixed the colors with it, so it has a lot of paint in it. So I'm wiping off my brush and I'm going to grab that dark. Remember that white paint that I took off of my cloud before? So guess what I did? I went to wipe my brush off and I wiped it right through that pile of white that I took off before. So Now I gotta wipe it again because I don't want any white. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna take Big Boy with the darker brown, nice flat edge on my Big Boy, and I'm gonna come under here and I'm going to put in nice and easy, just pulling the brush nice and flat, and I'm going to put in the bottom of the windmill. Okay, I'm going to put in the bottom of the windmill. And then the next thing you're going to do, and notice I'm holding my brush here. You know, we're not being exacty tonight. Unless you want to be, but I'm not doing exacty. It's all very painterly and very, with a lot of texture. I know I keep saying painterly because I don't know what else to call it. It has texture and movement, and it's not all exacty. So however you want to, whatever you want to call it. So with this dark paint on my brush, now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go on the side of this bullet right here. And I'm going to put some swipes on the side of the bullet, right, making it pretty thick. And then I'm going to take that dark paint and I'm going to come down the side. Now when I come down the side, I want to turn around and make it so it goes past this piece here a little bit. So I'm going to come down the side and I'm kind of doing like a little swoop outward like that. And then bring it in. A little swoop outward like that. And then I'm going to turn around and just dab. See, I'm dabbing. I'm not doing a straight solid line. I'm dabbing the dark into this. Okay, so I'm just dabbing the dark into this. That's all I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And put it in there and leave it alone. If you play with brown, it's going to wind up lifting up on you. So you've got to put it in there and then leave it alone. Right? So now I'm going to grab more dark paint. And on the other side, we're going to do thinner. So see how this was thick? This was about 1.5 fingers, 2 fingers thickness. On the other side, you want it thinner. So I'm going to put my line to give that little lip like I did over here. Whoop, there it is. I'm going to bring that in. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a thinner line of it on this side of the darker brown. And a thinner line on this side of the bullet. Whoop, just like that. See guys? Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I want this to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to grab a smidge of black on with Big Boy, and I'm going to come right under here, and I'm just going to pull a little black through that, because I just want it to be a smidge darker. That's all. That's it. And then the next thing, the last thing you want to do with this shape is you're going to put a dark line where you flattened your triangle before. You're going to cut a line across there. And there you go. You got the base of a windmill. So we're going to just add the brackets and the fins. I guess you call them the fins. So while we're waiting for this to dry to do that, we're going to do our little house. We're going to do our little house that's in front of it. So you're going to come down over here, and you're going to cut off this little corner here, unless you left a lot of room. And I'm going to put in a rectangle, whoop, just by pulling my brush flat. See that? Bam. Instant rectangle. Alright, gotta love these flat brushes. They just give you like a bam, instant rectangle. No stressing at all. Just pulling it nice and flat. And now I'm going to grab my white with my brown. Grab my white with my brown and make it a lighter brown. and I'm going to put my roof on it. So on that corner of that rectangle, I'm going to just pull upwards at an angle, pull across, whoosh. Can't see the right side. Yeah, there's nothing over there, Bonnie. There's nothing over on that other side. And I'm just going to pull this, put the lighter brown on it, and put my roof on. Yeah, I turned the camera to show this side where I was working on the windmill. I'll put it back where it was before. Now you see that? I just took the side of my brush and went psh, right in the middle. So I got all that paint off the side of my brush, and I'm just going to dab it through my roof. So this is what I'm talking about not being exacty. You can do fun stuff like that. Oh, that. There is no whole house. That's the end of it. It's a half a house. See? Any further, it's me. Hi! Any further, it's me, Bonnie. There is no rest of the house. I chopped it off. Hi, everybody. This is my spot. This is where I stand. Oh, yeah, no apologies, hon. It's fine. You're fine. Don't even stress that. No, not at all. All right, so I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. No worries, hon. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Let's do a little roll call. That coffee is delicious. So, we have Marsha in the house, Diane, Tina B is here. Wonder where Tina M is. Katie and Panda and Enos, I'm sorry. Carolyn, Bonnie, Tippy, and Madison and Lynn are in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody chilling. Hi, Shirley. Shirley from New Hampshire. Everybody give a warm Eats Creations paint party welcome to Shirley. Shirley and Lynn. We got some newbies. Oh, yeah. Hello, lovey. So, I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. I'm going to get all that excess paint out of him. And I'm going to dab them on my paper towel. And I want to dab them nice and flat. I want a nice flat edge. And we're going to go to our bullet. And coming out the sides. So on this side and this side, coming out the sides, there's like a bracket. They're supposed to be even with each other. Not bad. I guess that's even enough. So there's a bracket. And once you pull that out from the sides, you've been looking for my site for a while. You found me. Yep. Ding, 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 ding. Here I am, lovey. You found me. So, and then you're going to bring that bracket. Notice I'm holding my hand here. My brush is straight up to the canvas. You're just going to swoop and swoop right in. Right in. And now the next thing we need to do are the fins of the windmill. So we're going to take our mini-me brush. We're going to take our mini-me brush, grab that darker brown paint, and right in the middle of your bullet here, like up a little bit from the brackets, like right in here, you're going to give yourself a dot, like a little round thing. And that's where the fins are going to come out when we're ready for that. But let's do some smushing instead. we're you know, that let's take a break from that, because you know we want to get it just so. So I'm going to take my medium my medium fluffy. Oh yeah. So if any of you that are on here and you're new to me, and I'm talking about these brushes, I've used the same brushes for every single video I've ever done. So all of the replays and everything else, any videos in the future, is always, always, always the same brushes. And I do have the sets, so everybody can own the exact brushes I've been using for the past 2 years and will continue to use. So Fluffy is a stiff bristled brush that once you beat it up, it gets nice and fluffy. Okay, so when I talk about fluffy, that's what I'm talking about. And this one is my medium-sized one. There's a large, medium, and small. So we're gonna smush. We're gonna smush green. Oh, I gotta get more blue. I used up all my blue on the brown. So let me get more blue. More blue in the house. Oh yeah. So grabbing more blue. Bonnie, you got your set this week. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it, sweetheart. Yeah, beat up those fluffies. Grabbing blue. Remember, I said pull from the side so you can still use your paint. I'm grabbing my yellow. Right? Maybe a little tap of this dirty white that's going on over here. And right along this edge, we're gonna smush. Up, down, all around. Up, down, all around. You're just gonna smush. We're smushing, and keep it moving. Keep it moving so you don't lose all of that. See that? See that? All that separation of color right there? If you keep going over that, it's gonna mush into one solid color, and we don't want that. Because these are like bushes far away. So, we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Smushing it all the way across. Right? Blue. Grabbing my blue. Grabbing my yellow. A tad of white. Doing a little dab, dab, leaving it separated on my palette, leaving it separated on my brush. You've used Tiny on a couple paintings. It may be your all-time favorite brush. Yes, but you got to take care of him. Tiny needs a lot of love. He's an awesome brush, but he does need his love because the tiny round brushes can get muffed up. I was going to use another word there. I had to think. Can get muffed up, so you really have to take care of them. So, just a heads up. And that's with any tiny brush. It doesn't matter. So, and then I got to the side of here, and I am just going to wipe to get my shape back. And then in front of the windmill is some more smushy, smushy. In front of the windmill is some more smushy, smushy. So we're going to do smushy, smushy in here. And you're going to leave a spot for your door. You're going to leave a spot for the door, so skip that. Smushy, smushy. And then around the house. Boop, 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 boop. Right? So if your bottom of your house wasn't straight, guess what? We don't have to worry about it. Because we're smushy, smushy in. We're smushy, smushy in. Just like that. Just like that. And if you want to add windows to your house or whatever, it's your house. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm putting just yellow on my dirty brush. And I'm going to come back in here. And I'm going to just pop in some yellow pieces. Again, stick and move. Stick and move. And as soon as it starts not being yellow, re-dip your brush. Okay? So stick and move. And now it's not being yellow anymore. I'm going to re-dip my brush. And here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere, right? Just these little pops of yellow. Okay, same with over here. I'm just going to do a smaller tap because these are smaller. These are smaller. And there you go. Hi, Carol. How you doing, sweetie? Carol's in the house. Hello, 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 lovey. And there you go. So, we're going to swirl, tap, dab. We're going to swirl, tap, dab, large fluffy again. And we're going to do the final detail on our clouds now that they're dry. Now, I know I'm moving a little quickly because there's a lot to cover in this painting. So, replays are always available. And also, like adding this extra detail to the cloud, it's not really you know what I mean? It's just, you can add it later. So, if you're not up to a certain part, that's okay. Because you can add all these extra little things in later on. Right? So, swirl, tap, dab, my large fluffy. Mashed them in my paper towel. Got them nice and fluffy. I'm going to grab some clean white. And I'm going to put it just on the tip of my brush. Microscopic. I'm going to dab all the excess off. I'm actually going to dab it on my paper towel. Really get the excess off. See that? Hardly any paint on here. And with a very light sweeping motion, like your hands loose. Everything's loosey-goosey, guys. Okay? I don't want you having a death grip. No death grip, control freaks. Loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. Leaving it loosey-goosey. So, you want to add a loosey-goosey, and you just want to come in, and you just want to sweep in some more white highlighted sections. That's it. Very little paint on my brush, barely touching the canvas, and I'm just sweeping in some more pieces on these clouds just to give a little spa. And I'm following the swoosh of the cloud, right? Just to give a little bit of something. Right? Just adding these little sweeps. Small amount of paint. Loosey-goosey on your grip. Loosey-goosey with the brush. Nice and soft. Nice and soft. Leaving it soft, guys. Leaving it soft. Barely there paint. Barely there with the paint. Okay? And I'm just going to add these extra little pieces. And I'll give you a close-up as soon as I'm done so you can see what you're shooting for. And you don't want to get nutty because you don't want to lose the dark areas. So you don't want to get nutty. Like, I need to stop. I'm having a lot of fun, but I need to stop. And I just want to show you the sweeps. See? Barely there paint. See how there's hardly any paint? Barely there paint. Okay? And you know what time it is? It's going to be tulip time. So, let me show you the original. And I'm going to explain some stuff. I'm going to explain. Okay? So, we're going to turn around and put these tulip beds in. And you want them to be arches. See how they're arching? Now, did I make them perfect in perspective? Like this one is, because I did it really small up here and then I made it wider. But this one isn't. So, if you do arching, you can do perfect perspective if you want to. Make them all go really tiny as it's going towards the lighthouse. But is it necessary? No. So we're going to be doing these arches. So what we're going to do first is put the brown in between. And then we're going to do the white. The white smooshes. Okay? You guys got this. So I'm going to swirl, tap, dab. Big boy. Let's back you up. Back it up. Back it up. And Swirl, tap, and dab. Big boy in the house. We're going to grab that brown. I'm going to go, there's a brick wall, or a stone wall, or wood wall, whatever kind of wall. But if you notice, there's a wall coming out from the house and going across. Okay, so we're going to put that in. And it's not that thick. So I'm going to come out from the side of the house here. And I'm just going to take this across. And look, I'm just dashing. I'm not even stressing if it's straight or not, to tell you the truth. And you can do a pull if a pull's easier for you. You can do a pull, right? So I am just putting in this garden wall from the side of the house out. Okay. You had to start over, Tina B? That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so now we're going to do our brown pads. So let's do the one that the girl's on. So the girl's towards the side here. So you're just going to swoop and arch. And I'm going to swoop that arch a little bit out that way. And then I'm going to swoop it out this way so I can fit my girl. And we're just going to fill it in. And I'm just doing dabs and dashes to fill this in. And then I'm going to grab some of my white paint, microscopic amount of white, and I'm going to put dashes in to give texture to the path. Alright, just doing dabs and dashes and whatnots. Not worrying about the sides of my path. It's a dirt path, so we don't have to get all exacty about it. Alright, next one. Alright, so you're going to leave a space. You're going to leave a space where you're going to have a row of tulip. And then you're just going to pull swoop, the dirt that would be in between those rows of tulips. Swoop, just like that. And then there was one in the corner here. Swoop, bam. There's that. And then there's the ones on the other side. So I'm going to swoop that one in. And we're going to swoop. Let's see, what do I have? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 1, 2. One more line, right? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to grab the smallest amount of black. And I'm going to come in here and put some black dashes in because the flowers are going to create shadows on these dirt separators. So I am just putting, notice I'm just going like this, all I'm doing. And if you hit your wall, go across on your wall. Right? So I am just putting in some dabs of black. And then I'm going to put some dabs of black in my wall. So any of those paths that I wound up going up into the wall, I'm going to put some dabs of black into there. Okay, so we're going to do that. We got to let that dry, so we're going to put the fins on the windmill. We're going to put the fins on the windmill. Fins on the windmill. I'm calling them fins. I don't know what you call them. If anybody knows the technical term for them, I have no idea. But that's what we're going to do. So, fins on the windmill. So, I swirl tap dab my brush, get some of the globs out of it. I'm going to grab my brown paint. I want to have a nice thin line on my brush here. Right? Blades. They're called blades? Alright, we'll run with that, Bonnie. Thanks. You guys want to laugh? So I keep walking away because I have the original. I have it on a table over there on the other side of my living room. And this whole time I've been having to walk up to it because I can't see the small little details. I literally can't see across my living room. That's not good. That's not good. I need new eyes. Alright, so the blades, as Bonnie says, we're going to do the blades. So it's an X. It's an X, okay? We're going to do the blades. I'm going to move this painting closer so I can see it. So we're going to do an X. Do an X. Okay, and then we're going to pull that X out. Swoop. And swoop. And over here, swoop. And over here, swoop. Okay, and if you go around in a circle, you want to make sure that they're basically the same length. If you want to really get picky, you can always put your paintbrush on it and say, okay, that one's good. That one's about the same. This one's about the same. You know, so you can kind of measure with your paintbrush if you want to. You know, I'm not that, I'm not stressing it. Alright, so, having those in, now I gotta do the other side. So, if you notice, they're all on the same side. Okay? They're all on the same side. So, we got to turn around, and I'm going to grab a little bit of white with my paint so I can see it against my building. Okay? And we're going to go down a ways, and then just put a piece here, and put a piece here, and swoop, connect those two. And then I'm going to go through my blade with the lighter color paint. Right? And I'm not worrying about thickness. I'm not worrying about, you know, any of that sort of stuff. I am just very easily putting this in and, you know, making, you know, grabbing lighter paint, grabbing darker paint, just kind of doing little dabs with my brush. I'm not being very particular. And then in here, I'm going to put my brush onto these things, and I'm just going to wiggle back and forth. We're going to wiggle it just a little bit. So there's the blade. Like Bonnie said, because Bonnie's so smart. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie, for the terminology. I appreciate it. So, on this side, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab some lighter, some of that little bit of white so I can see it against my windmill. I'm going to put the piece out this way. Now, mine's going off the canvas, so you're not going to see the other piece. I'm going to swoop that in. And we're just going to put in da 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 da. little pieces, right? And then I'm going to put some of that lighter brown into my blade, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. You guys can do this, right? 6,000%. You guys got this. Okay, same process. Bam, line this way, right? Line here. Connect it. Swoop. Connect it. Bam. So notice I'm moving my hand, not the brush, to get these lines. I'm holding my brush in the middle. I'm putting it straight up against my canvas. So those are the things you want to do to be able to get your lines in here. And I'm just going to put some of that lighter paint into the blade. Alright, grabbing more paint, making sure it's kind of thin, guessing spokes with blades attached. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, well, I'll take it. I was calling them fins, so we'll take yours. Alright, so next one. And I'm not counting. I'm not counting to see how many of these little pieces are in there. I'm not paying attention. If one has more of those pieces, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm holding my brush in the middle. It's got a fairly thin edge to it. And I'm just moving my hand, not the brush. And then putting the pieces across. And then I just take a little bit of that lighter brown that I've been adding the white to. And I'm just going to come in and kind of just dab some lighter pieces onto the blade. Right? So, and you could always grab some black and do some darker pieces on the blade if you want to. You know, whatever you want to do. Whatever your little windmill, whatever you want to do with your little windmill. It's your windmill. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Like Tina, she started over. I don't suggest starting over. I mean, but that's okay. That's okay if you have to. It doesn't really matter. You know, because you'll get there. It doesn't matter. So I'm just grabbing a microscopic amount of black now, and I'm just putting some dabs of black in here. Just to give it that texture, that, you know, the unevenness. You know, maybe some shadow is on here we don't know about. Am I worrying about? Haha, it was bad. All right, that's okay. You know what? That's why we do this. That's why we do this, because, you know, we're all learning and we're all at different levels of learning. So if you have to start over, that's okay. There's no rules about starting over. You could start over. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I'm teaching a windmill and I don't even know what the parts of the windmill are called, so we're all in this together. That's why I call us fam. You're okay though? Okay, good. As long as you're still having fun, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. All right, guys. So there you go. I'll give you a close-up so you can see the dabs and dashes of the white, the lighter color, and the black. And you know, you know, so I was just dabbing that in. I was taking the brush and putting, you know, little smush marks in. So I have the darker, I have the lighter, I have the original color. So it's all good. It is all good. Now I'm going to take Tiny, Bonnie's favorite brush. We're going to take Tiny and we're going to grab just black paint. And we're going to come in here, close up, and come right in here. And we're going to put our little door. And then we're going to take, I'm going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to take some of that lighter brown. And I'm just going to sweep, shoop, to see the side of the door. Okay, and then we could do our little windows. Right, so there's a window here. Right, just pulling it through. And I have the dark and the light on my brush, and it's not mixed together, so it's doing all this fun little stuff for me. And a window here. Just like that. And then if you need to, you know, fix the corner here because you mushed on top of it, we can fix the corner here. Okay. Add a little more dark under here if you need to add a little more dark under here. You know, whatever. Just play. Just play. Whatever you want to do. I'm just playing. Just doing a little couple of whatevers here and there. Okay, I'm going to fix the music, and you need clean white paint because we're going to map in the tulips, and we're going to map in the girl, and we're going to start all that. Yes, we're going to do all that. So, I finished my coffee. I'm going to grab my soda. You guys catch up mustard a minute. Look how amazing that is, right? You guys are doing awesome. You guys are doing awesome. So, the tulips is just smushing. It's just smushing in a certain way. And the girl, I'm going to show you the proportions, and you're going to be able to do the girl. So, we're going to map the tulips. We're going to map the girl. We're going to color the tulips. We're going to color the girl. And we're going to be all set. And if you don't want to do the girl, don't do the girl. If you don't, you know, if you don't want to do the tulips, don't do the tulips. It's all up to you. And also right here, you might want to put like a little gate, or I left a space in the original. So, but we forgot to do that tonight. So if you want to take like Mr. Nifty and put in like it might be a gate there or something, let's do that. So I'm going to grab that dark brown from before, and I'm going to come where the path is meeting here, and I'm going to put like I got to grab black. So I'm going to put black here. I'll put black here. And then maybe a little thing on top. There we go. Like there's a gate in the fence. Fill it in. Just dabbing. I'm just dabbing. That's all I'm doing. We'll put a little gate in the fence, because I forgot to tell you guys to skip a space. Now I'm just grabbing white paint, and I'm just putting some little white markings in it. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And I'm going to grab that brown, coming in with the brown. And also, we're going to do, we're going to put the stones in the wall. Right, Bonnie? You can't tell how many times that we started over. Sometimes you have to do it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so I'm going to take Mini-Me. He's a small flat brush. He's called the shader. Mine's kind of beat up, which is totally cool. And this is, you guys are going to zone out here, because this is a whole lot of smushing. All little pieces. All little pieces. See all those smushed? That's what we got to do. Okay? And the closer to the wall, the tighter your smush is going to be. So you're going to smush, smush, smush. Smush, smush, smush. Smush, smush, smush. And then as you work your way out, you're going to make the smushes further apart. Okay? And you're going to make them more defined. More separated. Okay? So as you move further out on your path, You want to make them more defined and more separated. Okay, so really tight smushes up in here. Doesn't really have to be separated too much. And then as you work your way down, you're going to make it a little more defined. And then this ones are like separate. Okay, so you're going to do that with your white paint in all of your tulip areas. So, small and close together. Dab, dab, dab. Smush, smush, smush. And then as you work your way down, you want to start separating it further and making them more defined. Okay, close to the fence, smush, 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 closer together. Okay, and you're going in between those dirt markings that we did before. And then as you work your way down, you want to start putting it separated. And further apart. And notice I'm following the curve. I'm following the curve. See how this is at an angle? Because I followed the curve. Okay, see how these are at an angle? They're not going straight across because I followed the curve once I hit the curve. Okay, so you want to make sure you're following the curve. Okay, so we're going to smush all those in. And that's what we're going to do. And over here, closer together, smush, 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 smush. And then as you move yourself down, you want to separate them, make them more defined. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. Follow those curves. Follow those curves. And, you know, think to yourself as you're doing this, what colors do you want to make them? You know what I mean? Do you want yellow? Do you want orange? Do you want red or purple? You know, think about what colors you want to make them. Do you want to do all different ones like in my original? Or do you want to do maybe purple, yellow, purple, yellow? Could I put a tiny kiss of color on the edge of the white to make stripes? Say, yeah, sure, Carolyn, go for it. Yeah, you can put a tiny kiss of color on the edge of one and have it be the lighter tulips that have the stripes in them. Absolutely. Wait, what's going to happen is in here, it's going to be just small little tiny touches of the color. And then when you get down the row to the ones that are more separate and defined is when you're going to start putting the stripe in. Yep, so color's coming. We got to do our mapping first. That way our colors pop. If we don't do our mapping, our colors aren't going to pop. Okay, so start thinking about what colors you want to do. So if you're going to do the ones with the stripe, like I said, up in here, it's just going to be dots. And then as you move down into the ones that are close to the girl, you can put the stripe on them. That's all. And we're going to put some in here. Do, 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 da, 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 da. Dab fest. It's a dab fest. Right? Hello. It's a dab fest. So now we have to, now I have to get my drink because I'm dying. I'm dying. What? Having a dab fest. That's what we're doing. Yes. Yes to the dabbing. Cheers, everybody. So, ketchup, mustard. Let's do some roll call. Let's shake this up, shake it out. Get a little movement going on. Get ourselves ready to go. Because we're going to put in our girl. And once we're ready to go, right? Shake it all out. Get it all together. You need clean white paint. Hi, Tina M. Yeah, we gotta get revved up, right? Because you start to zone out and you maybe get a little frustrated here and there, so you're gonna have to reset. I was never a cheerleader, by the way. Hi, Tina M. Tina M's finally here. What? Now we can start the party. Tina M's here. Yes, Tina M. Okay, so the girl, we're gonna map her out, and we're gonna do like a stick figure of her body. So we're gonna do a stick figure of her body, and then you're gonna put the clothes on her, and it's all gonna come together. So let me see if I can get the girl here and what we're working on at the same time. I can. I just have to go to the other side. Alright, so we're going to the flip side here. And I'm grabbing my mini-me brush, and I'm going to put the girl here. But you can look at her as I'm painting this. So I'm grabbing mini-me, I'm grabbing clean white paint. And the first thing I want to do is kind of just put a line in of where she's going. There we go. Then I'm going to put a circle where her head is. Okay, so I'm just scribbling an oval in. Okay, and remember the rule of twos, right? So her torso, if you moved like that, you'd be broken. It's called ibuprofen. Alright, so remember the rule of twos. Torso's double head, legs are double torso. Okay, so my head is that big. This big, so I got to make the torso. So I want to put her shoulders out. And the torso is approximately double the head. It's approximate. And we're not worrying about this head. So if your head came out a little large, if you got a George head, don't worry about it, because we're going to put a hat on her. So no stress in that, all right? And the legs are double that. So we're going to put the skirt in. So you can bring your skirt down. Right, and I'm just zigzag zooming. And I'm going to grab my smaller brush. I'm going to grab Tiny now. I'm going to grab Tiny now, and we're going to do the one leg here, right? Kind of, it's lined up with her shoulder, all right? So here's her shoulder. Drop it down, and there's the one leg coming out. And then you want to put the foot at an angle towards the wall. Okay, and then the other leg. The other leg lined up to her shoulder here. And then the foot at the same angle as the other one. Right, and then you could just zigzag zoom this. We're going to color this in, so it doesn't matter, but if you want to just zigzag zoom that. And then we need her arm. Her arm is coming out from her waist. Okay, so if this is her shoulder, then you got to mark where her waist is, right? Wherever it looks the most correct. Okay? Because she's wearing like a sweater, like a jumper dress or something. So you're going to put her arm over here with just her elbow. And then the other arm is coming out at an angle. Right? And just the sleeve. That's going to be her sleeve. And then for her hand, I just did like a little oval for her hand. I didn't do anything special. I just did a little oval. And then the basket is a line this way, a line that way, and a banana. Shoop. And a banana. That's all the basket is. It's a banana. Boop. Okay. And then this up here is going to be your hat. So you can turn around and make this now. You can make this to where it's going to be a hat. And I'm just using, I'm using tiny, you know, just to make sure I have a little control over what I'm doing. So you don't have to worry about the size of the head because you're going to have a hat. And if you get a George hat, that's fine. She can have a big old hat. It don't matter. She can have a big old hat. It don't matter at all. Alright, put a big old hat on her. So we're going to put our stones in our wall. We're going to color in our tulips. We're going to color in our lady. And we're going to be all set. We're going to be all set. And if you messed up your lady, just paint the path back in. So if you messed up your woman and you know you're totally whatever, it's all good. You can just paint the path back in on top of her. That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? So it's okay, but you know, try your best. Try your best. It's a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie. People always are. People always are, but that's okay. That's all right. It's just shapes. You got a circle, a square, kind of like a triangle piece, and you just want to get the dimensions right. So this is this big, this is a little bigger, and then this is a little bigger. So you want to get the dimensions right, that's all. They can be tricky, no worries. And like I said, if if you didn't have good luck with that, then just paint the path over her again. Just grab that black brown paint and paint in your path. Alright, so I'm going to grab some more white paint, and in her basket is the tulips hanging out. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do these little horseshoe shapes hanging out from the bottom of the basket. Okay. So, and you can add as many of those as you want. Okay, so it's mini-me time, and actually, let's go with Tiny. So, Tiny, you're going to put the rocks in the wall. So, let's do a close-up. Close-up! Hi, everybody. Blah, blah, blah. Remember we were doing the vampire and I kept going blah, blah, blah? I need some help. So, I'm going to grab my white with my brown that I made before. Make a lighter brown. Just making a lighter brown. I added white to it. I'm going to add a little yellow to it. Maybe a little red to it. Right? Just making a different color brown. That's all I'm doing. Right? Like a nice, look at that. Like a nice rust color. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to come in here. Don't put your hand on your chick. Okay? As you're doing this. Don't put your hand on your woman. And you're just going to, with your small brush, do little pieces, like a crisscross pattern, or it doesn't even have to be a pattern if you don't want it to be. And you're just going to put these little dashes and dabs in your wall. Okay, dashes and dabs. If you want to follow a pattern, follow a pattern. You don't have to, though. Okay, and then when you get to that little gate we made, maybe put some of your brown color in that little gate that we made. Right, because she needs a way to get in there. And take it all the way across. Take it all the way across. Just what you want, Tina B. Details. But we're not stressing these details because it's very just, I don't know. You don't have to be very particular about them, that's for sure. Don't have to be particular about it. If you notice, I'm not counting. I'm not, you know, like, I'm going to put some random ones in there, and then I'm going to turn around and fill in around them. I mean, so I'm not making this perfect by any means. And that's what kind of adds to it, you know, adds to the fact that it's something that was built a while ago. It's been around for a while. Maybe it's a little banged up. You know, I'm digging this brown, so I'm going to put like a little brown edging on my windows because I'm kind of really digging this brown. So I'm just going to do that. Maybe a little bit in the door here. Because I'm kind of liking this brown color. And now we're to the point of coloring, guys. We are to the point of coloring. And I am not going to, somebody wanted to see the stripe. I'll show you the stripe on how you would do it. And I'm going to show you how to color in the girl. But I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me color all these rows in. You don't need to see that. You know how to do it. You know, you're just taking those dabs you put in before with your mini-me brush or whatever little flat brush you have or whatever you're making it work. And, you know, like I said, you know, you want to choose your colors. So if I do, I'm going to do, let me do a set of yellow so I can show you. So I'm going to grab white, I'm going to grab yellow, because yellow doesn't show up without its friend white. And I'm going to load up my brush. Look, see that? You can actually allow gobs on your brush with this painting. We're going to come in here, and wherever I put that white before, I'm going to fill it in, and I will show you the striped tulip on this batch. Okay, so you're going to come in, and wherever you put the white before, you're going to fill it in with your colors. Okay, so I'm doing yellow. You can make your tulips whatever color you want. If you want to do alternating rows of color, if you want to do all the same color, if you want to do all different colors like my original. And just to let you guys know, all of my originals, all the display ones are all for sale. So if there's a painting that you really, really like that I created, of course I want you guys to create your own. But say, you know somebody would like that and you want to keep yours, I know a lot of you give your paintings as gifts. I think that's amazing. I could also customize any of the paintings with a saying or a town or a name. So they are all for sale. And you will get a family member discount. Right, Tina M? No, Tina B? Tina B. Tina B's the one that bought the one right off the easel. So just keep that in mind. And another thing I want to tell you is if you go, like I didn't, but if you happen to go smush happy, and this is becoming a mushy mess, all you need to do is once it dries, you can grab your green from before. And say I have a big mushy part like right here. All you need to do is you grab your green from before and you can smush some of that green in to re-separate if it's getting to be too mushy. Okay, see how me smushing that green in made those rows a little more defined? Alright, so once you should wait for it to dry, but see how me putting this green in is kind of getting it a little more defined. So as you're putting your colors in, if it's starting to get mushy and a little all messy, just let it dry, and then you can go back in and put the green in between some of them to get that, you know, it's your tulips. So if you want them all smushed together and just a big blast of color, go for it. If you want to have more separation, then just put the green in when you're, you know, when everything's all said and done and it's nice and dry. So you can get these all, you know, it's up to you. However separated you want it to be. So, like I said, it's your garden, it's your tulips. So, stripes. If you're doing if you want to do a tulip that has a stripe, I got to get out Mr. Nifty. And I'm going to grab blue just so you can see it. I know, I don't think there's a yellow and blue tulip, but I'm grabbing blue just so you can see it. So, back in here, you're not really going to see it. So, I'm going to do like little dabs like that. Right? Kind of towards the top of the row. Right? And then as I work my way down, grabbing some more paint, as I work my way down, I'll make it more of a stripe going through the tulip. So up here, you just want to put little dabs, little suggestions of the stripe going on. And then as you work your way down to the more defined ones, then you could put the stripe through the whole tulip. Okay, so as you work your way down, you can start putting the stripe through the whole tulip. So that's how I would take care of that. Now, let's do our girl, because then we're all finished. And this was amazing. So, coming up, I'll give you guys a chance to catch up mustard. I'm sure you're all zoning out, coloring in your tulips, feeling awesome about it. So, coming up, we have next Friday. Next Friday is Goodnight Winter Friends. So, next Friday is this one. So, Goodnight Winter. We're going to say goodnight to all of our friends that we painted this past winter. Remember, we did the ice skating and whatnot. You know, and if you don't want to do winter, you could always just do the hot cocoa cup. You know, whatever you guys want to do, it's your creations, but that's what we're going to be doing. I think it's super cute. Super, super cute. So, that's next Friday. How to Tuesday next week is going to be baskets. Since Easter's coming up and you guys are going to be working, I'm so glad you're learning so much. Since you guys are going to be doing Easter paintings and dealing with a lot of baskets and stuff like that, I'm going to do baskets for How To Tuesday because there's really nothing for me to go over with Winter Friends. Alright, so next Tuesday we're going to learn how to paint baskets the weave, having the weave doing, not the wave, Eve, not the wave, the weave. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Then the following Friday is the following Friday is Tub Time Friends. So the How To Tuesday, the Tuesday before this painting, I'm going to show you bubbles, moisture drops, stuff like that. I've covered it in my how-tos when I've done the water, but we're going to have a complete how-to on just the bubbles and stuff. So I'll get really in depth on how to create that, how to create those. Okay? After that, we have our mermaid party. So we have our mermaid party coming up after that. All our lovely mermaids. How gorgeous is this? I love this painting too. So what we're going to learn the Tuesday beforehand is how to make a coral reef, which I've covered in How To Water Creatures. I've covered it before, but just a blip. So I'm going to teach you how to make a coral reef the Tuesday before the mermaid painting. So that's going to be the lineup, guys. And then there's only one more Friday before Easter. There's only one more Friday before Easter, and we're going to learn, we got to get Nosy Gnome in there. So the Friday right before Easter is going to be Nosy Gnome. So those of you that have the family down and the kids are down for the weekend, get some paints, throw them in front of the TV. We're going to be doing Nosy Gnome. It's completely kid-friendly, so totally jam it out. All right, so let's paint in our girl. I'm going to take Mini-Me, Swirl Tap Dab, right? And I want to turn around and do her skirt and her dress. So I'm grabbing white and blue. You guys can do her dress any color you want. It's your dress. So I'm grabbing white and blue. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a swoop because that's her sleeve. Round her hat. Swoop here because that other part's her sleeve. Cut it across. Fill it in. Do, 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 do. Okay. Then I'm going to turn her, and then we're going to do her skirt. Do her skirt. Alright, if you want a finished bottom, you can do a finished bottom. If you just want the fluffies, you can do the fluffies. If you want to cut the bottom and make it finished bottom, you can do that. I'm going to add a little more white to my brush. Hi, Punky. You're at the farm. Nice. I'm going to add a little more white to my brush, and I'm just going to put dabs and dashes through her top, and then do a little scoop here to define the top more. Okay. So everything is dabs, dashes, nothing perfect, nothing in particular. Just kind of going with the flow. That's it. Just going with the flow. Okay. And with this blue, I'm going to, you could fill in your tulips that are in the basket. So as you're doing your different colors, remember to go to her basket and fill in the colors in the basket. Because that's where she picked the tulips from. So as you're doing your different colors, make sure you hit the basket and put the colors in your basket so you don't have to re-put the paint on your brush. Okay? And you can put as many tulips in the basket as you want to. It don't matter to me none. It don't matter to me, no. Okay? So, whatever you want to do. Whatever you guys want to do. And then if there's one on top of those two. Okay, so we can put another one on top of those. There we go. Right, and I'm going to take my red, and I'm going to take some yellow, and I'll take that brown that I made before. Jeopardy tonight, and one of the sections was easy peasy lemon squeezy. You were cracking up, really, Punky? That's awesome. So I'm going to go into her hat, and I'm going to follow the curves of her hat. Swoop, swoop, bringing it around. And I'm just going to do, again, not making solid lines, just filling it in, dashes and dabs and all that good stuff. Right? We're not getting very particular here. We're not getting very particular. I'm going to switch to tiny. That is awesome, Punky. So awesome. So I'm going to switch to tiny now. And I'm going to take that brown that I just made her hat with. I'm going to take that. And look, I got globs on my brush. What? We're allowed to have globs on our brush tonight. I'm going to dab that brown that I made into the basket. We're going to just dab that in there. Right? Maybe add some of that darker brown. I didn't clean my brush. I just grabbed a little bit of darker brown. That's all I did. Maybe grab some of that. Put that in there. You know, just, if you notice, I'm just dashing and dabbing. I'm not doing anything special. And fix that a little bit. Fix that tulip a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay, she needs shoes. She needs shoes, so let's do a swoop here. Give her some shoes. Okay, swirl tap dab my brush. She needs skin. Gonna make a peach. So red, yellow, and some white. Makes peach. Red, yellow, and white. About equal parts of all three. We'll make a peach. Come in here and do her arm. Doop, doop, doo, doo, doo. And this is the sleeve of her dress. If you want to put like a little elbow piece, if the sleeves of her dress are shorter than her arm, you know, you can put. But then you got to make sure you put it over here. Alright, if you want to give her short sleeves, you can give her short sleeves. It's up to you. It's your dress. Swirl tap dab my brush. I'm going to grab... oh, I forgot to do her legs. Back to the peach. Back to the peach. We need to put her legs on. We got to give her legs. Whoops. Alright, so... I'll swirl tap dab my brush. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to redo her sleeves. Come over here, redo her sleeve. Right? Because when you're smushing the tulips, you probably went into where her sleeve is. And then we're going to come up into her hat. And you got to picture where's your head in this hat. Right? So this would be where her neck is. This is where her head is. So then you want to do little dabs of a circle where the top part of that, where her head would be in that hat. And then I'm just going to grab some of the brown. And again, dashes and dabs. I'm not making a perfect circle. So, actually, I'm going to fill in this whole hat the dark brown. So I'm grabbing Mini Me. I changed my mind. I want it to be dark brown. Plus, I screwed that up. So, I am going to make this all, right? So, if you screw up your little section for the head, just repaint your hat again. So, I'm going to make this all the brown color. Boop, boop, boo, doo, boo. And let's try the circle for her head one more time. One more time. One more time, Eve. Let's try this again. So, white paint. Her head's going to be about there. Circle that way. Circle this way. Just a few dabs. There we go. There we go. That's better. Now leave it alone. All right. I'm going to leave it alone. And if you want to do her ribbon, right, I'm going to grab my blue. And I'm going to do the ribbon. So, swoop, swoop. There you go. Maybe give her a little belt. Why not? Let's give her a little belt. There we go. Give her some color in her skirt. Whatever your heart desires. So, there's your windmill, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to paint in every single tulip. You know, we'll be here till tomorrow. So, 6,000%. I hope you had fun tonight. Thank you, everybody, for the stars. If you do send me support with the star button, just an FYI, I think they're a penny each. Thank you, Bonnie. I think they're about a penny each, just so you know what you're spending as you hit that button. And Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App for support. Whoever sends me support is going to get nifties for free. So make sure I get your address. Private message it. And thank you, Shirley, and thank you, Lynn, my first timers here. I hope you come back for some more abuse. So, and this was fun. I like this one. It's a lot of fun, and you don't have to worry about much. And Tina, I hope you're coming along with your the new one. And you know, just texture, dabbing, smushing. You know, you don't want to get caught up in making perfect exact lines. Like if you see in the windmill, see my windows? They're not exacta. You know, if you see in the blades, which Bonnie said, doing the windmill my way made it very easy. Awesome, Carolyn. So, you know, we're not dealing with exacta, and it still looks awesome. So you guys just graduated into doing paintings that have texture, movement, and a painterly style to them. Congratulations. Yes! I told you guys could do it. So don't get hung up on the exacta. Just slap the paint on there and make a suggestion of the shapes. There you go. It's more of a suggestion than a pinpoint accurate depiction. Ooh, I'm coming out with some big words. Old master style. I guess you could call it that, Carolyn. I don't know what you call it. That makes sense. Tina B, it's not the exact stuff. You have mushy mess in places. And the windmill and you are not getting along. Aw, Tina B. That's alright. It's okay. It's okay. You'll get there. It's all good. It's just a bullet. It's a bullet with a triangle. They're not getting along at all. At all. That's kind of like, I like it a lot. Punky. You're having a going away party for a pot-belly pig tomorrow, so you'll paint afterwards the replay. Sounds good to me, Punky. Replays are always available, so... And they're available on my page. They're available on YouTube, so I hope you guys are enjoying them. And like I said, if anybody has any questions, you can message me. So if you're watching the video and you're really not getting something, just send me a message through Facebook. That's the quickest way, is a message through Facebook. That should get a reply fairly quickly. So I hope you all had a good time. You'll be painting it from the replay as well. Excellent, Bonnie. Yeah, so you guys take advantage of those replays. And I'm gonna post some blasts from the past for the Easter ones we did last year. So you'll have the opportunity to see the new fan members are going to have the opportunity to see the Easter ones that we did last year and the spring ones. So I'm going to repost them, so this way you can check those out too. You want to hear more about the pig party, right? That sounds delicious, Punky. A pig roast? I've never been to a pig roast. Oh, and ladies, guess what? You talked me into it. Guess what I got the other day? I got an air fryer. It's still sitting in the box, but I got one. It's like a toaster oven, air fryer, convection oven, all sorts of stuff in one. So it's probably going to take me a while to figure it out. But I listened to you ladies. I'm on a 16 by 20. 16 by 20 canvas. So, worst case scenario, I'll just make toast in it. But I got the one that you told me about, Tina B, the Ninja one, the Ninja Foodie. And it looks like a toaster oven. So it's not this big, huge thing with like baskets and stuff. You're welcome, Bonnie. You love your air fryer, Diane? Yeah, you ladies talked me into it. So, I got a little assistance, and I was able to get an air fryer. So it's still in its packaging, but I'll figure it out. Gracie, I need an air fryer too for hot summers and kitchen. It's called, I'll show it to you. It's the Tina and all the other ladies, Diane, our last paint party was telling me all about this air fryer. And then Tina sent me a picture. Hi! So I'll show it to you. So this is the one that I picked up that everybody said was good. You're welcome. You're welcome, Gracie. You're welcome, Christine. Hi, sweetheart. So that is the one that I got. And it does like all that stuff. But I liked it because I can store it sideways. You're using yours tonight for garlic bread. You are so welcome, Gracie and Christine and all of you. Ninja Foodie Digital Air Fryer. Thank you, Gracie, for posting that. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it works out for me. I'm not really good with the fancy stuff, but we're going to try it. Okay, so PayPal link should be on this video somewhere. If it's not, then on the event page, I have the links. You could also message me, Christine. Thank you so much. You could also message me and I could send you the link. And this way you can also give me your address so I can send you out your nifties. Tina M, I'm so glad you popped on, sweetheart. So if you, thank you, Christine Lay, for that question. I appreciate it. So you could message me through Facebook. I could send you the link. The link is on my event page. It should be attached to this video somewhere, but I don't know how that's working. And it's also on my page in a few spots, but unfortunately I can't comment on my videos anymore, so I can't just share it. I don't know if anybody else can share it, but I can't share it. I think I'm going to send one of you the link so you can copy it and paste it for me. I think that's what we could do. Ooh, maybe we figured out a way. So, But on that note, because I try to keep these videos at a certain time span, I'm going to say goodnight. You'll find it. No worries. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And you all warm my heart. And have fun and go create, okay? Good night, everybody.